ago when I was still an activist, there was a very well-known daytime TV presenter, well-known, well-loved, undercover Zionist who hated Muslims. Now that hate, he couldn't contain it in his heart, and it spewed out of his mouth, and he basically made comments attacking Islam and Muslims. Now, this is where the story really begins, because there's 3 million Muslims in the UK, thousands of mosques that could have organised, and countless organisations, but the reaction from the Muslim community was nothing. Basically, he just got away with it. He said whatever he wanted in sick insults against Islam and Muslims, and nothing happened. Now, that would never have happened with the Jewish community. They would have organised. Never happened against the black community. They would definitely have organised, and that guy would have got in some hot water. Nothing happened with the Muslims. Now, I watched this play out. Those days I was an activist. I'm not anymore. So I said, Dad, screw this. I'm going to do something. Yeah. So I got a few good Muslim brothers and sisters around me. I said, look, man, let's take this guy on. So what we did is we basically knocked on Muslim household doors for about a month. We gave them, like babies, the telephone number of the BBC, and then we stood outside their door and we said, look, if you disagree with what he said, and almost inevitably they always would have said, yeah, we disagree, I'd say, make that call the BBC and tell them, register a complaint. Now, after a month of this, standing there, winter, I still remember, horrible weather, raining, pouring down rains, house after house, we generated about 750 calls from this campaign. And I think, if I'm correct, it was the largest number of calls, I think, reported in the media at the time, of any campaign by Muslims to the BBC. I don't think that's ever been topped, yeah? Because no one ever else does campaigns. It was only me and my gang at the time that ever did them. So, in effect, we made history there, and the guy got sacked. Now, you might think, hey, well done, amazing, great success story. And in some ways, yeah, all right, it was, yeah? But really, in a societal way, yeah, if you're looking at it kind of from a bird's eye view, it was a complete disaster. And this will highlight it. Sometime later, a Bollywood actress was insulted on television. Within hours, 4,500 complaints went in. Predominantly, my guess is from the Indian community who watch Bollywood, in defense of that actress. So now compare it. One is attacking the very religion of Islam and the people who follow that religion, and they don't do anything. Another is attacking a Bollywood actress, and 4,500 complaints go in within a few hours. We have to do a 1-month campaign, knocking on Muslim doors, begging them, standing outside their doors so that they don't forget, giving them the phone number. None of that had to happen for the Hindu community. They cared enough to do something. Why didn't we? Now, this type of stuff kept on going round and round. It constantly used to go around my head when I used to encounter stuff like this. What's up with us? Where's all these religious dudes who kind of was mouthing off about every pointless thing? I want to argue for weeks about, how high your trousers should be. You get really frothing at the mouth like they got rabies, about how big your beard is or if you're wearing a hijab or not. What day Eid is. These people are flipping psycho on every petty matter. Always talking about follow the sunnah, bro, follow the sunnah. And yet the farad of defending Islam, they're never there. And I always wonder why. What is it with it? And as I said, all my videos, point back to the same thing. This just highlights it again. It was always the same version of Islam. They believed, they were taught like colonized monkeys, that Islam was just rituals. Islam was just the 5 pillars. Islam was just how you dressed, how if you shaved or you didn't shave. It was never about great ethics. It was never about the farad of justice, the farad of kindness, the farad, the obligatoriness, yeah, the farad of, when I say farad for non-Muslims, farad just means obligatory, yeah, God demands it. He doesn't give you excuses, you do it, yeah. The farad of mercy, all of these things that made society better, that made the initial Muslims and the Prophet so wonderful, all stripped from Islam. And the only thing that was left was petty rules about, can you pluck your eyebrows? Can you wear nail varnish? That's what the colonizer left. And that's what these colonized chimps that call themselves practicing Muslims these days, believed in. And it really destroyed their minds. It destroyed their humanity. It destroyed any chance of a true Muslim appearing out from amongst them. Because the more Muslim they wanted to be, just the more rituals they did. They didn't do any good in the world. They just did more rituals. They just prayed more, fasted more. Nothing good came out of it. And that's why you see Muslims attacked every day and no one does anything. Because all these people believe it's not their job. It's not obligatory. You see orphans or battered women or global warming or animal rights. White people are at the forefront of defending these people. Even Islamophobia, white people are there. Palestine, white people are there. White non-Muslims. Why? Because no one stripped the good out of their belief system. It was stripped out of our belief system. That's why we believed in this colonized version that's just rituals. Now, you might get angry at what I'm saying, disagree, whatever. I'm not interested in your opinion. If you think I'm wrong, prove it. Give me source text that proves that your rituals are more important in Islam than ethics in Islam. Prove it to me, source text, and I'll publicly dissect your source text for everyone to see, right? And if I'm wrong, I will publicly apologize. But if you're wrong, change.